Yes, it's me again. It's your baldy boomer here to cheer up your day and to demonstrate that Pete is gay. Hey,
Hey, nice one.
that one was for Roberto Rhymes.
Thank you.
If he's here,
Five.
he's probably missed that one.
Well,
I thought of that earlier, Pete. I thought you'd like that one.
nice one. Good opening. Yeah.
I try.
Hey,
Why are you gay?
I'm always happy. You know that.
He's getting very popular. That African man, isn't he?
Is he?
Well, yeah. I put that video out, and I've got 600.
Oh, really? Yeah.
The one with the cat.
Yeah. Seen it. Yeah.
The one with the cat. Shall I look at my notes, everyone? Yes. Welcome to the show. Today we will be covering news stories about Storm Dara, who Pete included in one of his little clips today. Shocking change coming to GP surgeries in the new year. Women rank penises and reveal what they find most attractive about the male genitalia. A 105-year-old British woman reveals 2 strikingly simple secrets to a long life and a healthy mind. United Health uses faulty AI to deny elderly patients medically necessary coverage, lawsuit claims. Plus, in the second exclusive Rumble Hour, we'll have music and the legendary live from Bedfordshire. It'll be the quiz of the week. And let me find the little intro if I can, because Pete hasn't bothered. So I'll try and find it. It'll be this. You're such a rubbish producer, Pete.
I'm sorry.
I mean, you've got the notes there.
It didn't say play the tune.
Yes, but it says at the bottom, it says, and the quiz. So
At the bottom it says fuck off.
It does.
It does. It's true.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear. Well, that's a good start to the show. So lots to come in the show.
Yeah,
and
packed show.
It's packed. It's just
packed.
It's just
to the brim.
It's packed to the brim. And we've now got to do the usual who's in the chat. So Pete, hit the who's in the chat if you can find it, because I can't right now.
Can I find it?
I found it.
Who's in the chat tonight? Everyone's here, ready to ignite, attacking fast. We're feeling fine, no limits here.
Yeah, who's in the chat tonight? Can you guess who was first, everyone?
Was it James?
How did you guess, Pete?
I don't know. It's just a wild guess.
Do you know what? I'm going to tell James this, and I'll tell everyone else, right? Is that I deliberately, right, tried to put the show up later than I normally do, right? See if I could give someone else a chance. But no. The miserable Scottish weathered man was there. He's sitting there waiting.
He doesn't know if it's day or night.
He doesn't know if it's day or night. You're right.
He hasn't seen the sun in years.
And so good evening, James. Yes, you're the winner, James.
Congrats. Very well done.
Congratulations, James. Yes.
Give him an applause.
And word, Roberto Rhyme. Big up, James. Roberto, did you hear my rhyme at the beginning? If you didn't, I'll say it again, because I did think of it especially for you. And Rick's here as well. Good evening, Rick.
Hey, Rick.
Cookie's here.
Hello.
God, there's a lot of you. Hey, and the Spanish is in. The chicken's here. It's a gay start.
Buongiorno.
It's always a gay start, especially when you're right at the beginning. Hey.
Oi.
Hey.
Oi, oi.
Yeah. We're going to miss Spanish. Spanish going to... Now, listen, it's important.
It's going to retire.
Spanish is retiring for a couple of months, so we may not see him. He may be in the last group show on the 20th. So that, just to remind everyone, there is a group show on the 20th. So he may be there, but he's gonna bugger off for a couple of months. He wants to do a recharge, and good on you, Spanish. Actually, in all seriousness, mate, you do what you feel is best, and you have a recharge.
Yep.
This is the second from last show, Pete.
Yeah.
One
Lovely.
more show after this one, and then we're done. You know,
lovely. 2025.
Pete, he's asking you a question. There we go.
Why you gay?
And Mascara Snake, good evening. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hello.
And Malevolence is that's it as well.
Why you gay?
Oh dear. And Paula's here. And are you with Mum, Paula? Is Mum with you? We need to know these. Look, she's at it as well.
Yeah.
And CMB's at it. Evening, guys.
I think this is the gayest show of fucking YouTube right now.
And CMB was saying, look, I thought you'd fooked off Spanish.
Yeah.
You see?
Not yet.
And Rich T's here. Good evening, Rich T. One of my oldest watchers. Nice to have you on board, sir. Good evening.
Hello.
Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the grey gay boomers retirement home, Robert is fighting Pete for the powder puff. Okay. And
I'm not that old. Come on.
No. That's it. Is it? So
Okay.
there's 8 of you watching this wonderful film. Phil, it's because he said film there. Watching this wonderful show, and there's a few more in the Rumble chat. So yeah, lots to get through today, and maybe I might be able to slip in something a bit more. You just never know. Anyway, Pete, I've had a really busy day today. Thanks for asking me when we did the pre-chat.
Oh yeah, well, you already started talking about it, so I didn't have to ask.
So I've got.
Tell us all about it.
So we all know about the milk story, don't we? That's going on. The Arla. Yeah, we
Bovaire.
Yeah, don't you think, right, that it's similar to bovine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bovaire, bovine. Mad cow disease and all that. Ooh, it's a bit close.
It's for cattle.
It's for cattle, exactly.
Your cattle.
So exactly. So my girlfriend, she lives near a Jersey cow farmer, and she gets me raw milk. I think I showed the raw milk last night in the after chat, and but she bought me like 12 pints of it in these 4-pint bottles. So I thought, and I don't want it to go off. So I ordered myself some proper, I think it's called Basilica glass or something like that. That really strong glass that Kilner do over here in this country. And I had to disinfect those, and then I filled them all up, and then I thought I'll put them in my freezer. And then I went to the freezer and realised that the freezer was like in a pretty rough state. So I had to then like pull everything out, and suddenly I start finding stuff that's a year old. So I thought I'm going to throw that out, and then the freezer was just solid with like loads of frost in it and ice. So then I spent about an hour just defrosting the fucking thing. Got my hairdryer my partner's hairdryer in there, and I'm like, and chipping away. I felt like I was Scott of the Antarctic. So anyway, I made room in my freezer for that. So I'm glad now I've got my raw milk ready now in my bottle. So if I'm running out of milk, I just go to the freezer and it will defrost within, about 5 hours. So I'm glad I've got my raw milk. Have you done all your Christmas present shopping, everyone? Have you, Pete? Have you done any?
Nope.
Huh?
No, it's too soon. Has to be last day.
I bought my. That's a bloke, isn't it?
I'm one of those. Yeah,
that's a bloke thing, isn't it? You always we always tend to leave it. I've actually I'm being really efficient. I think I've nearly done all my shopping, and I've even look. I've even bought the bloody paper. Look at that.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been
Gay.
so gay and early.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's you lot just bringing the gayness out in me. So I would think.
Well, usually they pack it here in the shops, like you want a
Yeah,
Christmas wrapping around it. Yeah,
Rich
yes,
T did
please.
the wise thing. Rich T did he got his wife some salve.
Oh,
You see,
treating the wife.
He's a wise man. Yeah, I'm sure he's got other things as well as some salve. I'm sure he has. I'm sure he's a very rich man. Hey, get it, Rich T? I'm sure he's a very rich man.
Yeah.
God, my jokes get worse, don't they? Cookie says Christmas. What's that? It's something that a bit like men who have terrible relationships with their wives comes once a year.
I got a Christmas song.
You got a Christmas song?
Yeah.
Go on, share
Ready?
it. Yeah.
Come now, sing with me, proper Crimbo Selector. I'll take you for a drink with me, proper Crimbo Selector. Pour up your Christmas tree, proper Crimbo Selector. So excited you might weep, proper Crimbo. On the 7 days of Christmas, my true love gave to me a peregrine falcon, pop of I tell thee. Shell-toe trainers and a beanie hat, a new set of headphones all shiny and black. I didn't sleep that night for Santa to come. I wet the bed, that's what I had done, cause Christmas time is the place to be. I always wake up in a bottle of wee, with a ho-ho-ho and a silent night. A little chipolata, I'll be feeling alright. Turkey's on the table as big as a cow. We'll celebrate Crimbo, I tell the owl. Rito, come now sing with me, proper Crimbo Selector. I'll take you for a drink with me, proper Crimbo Selector.
Yeah, and it's a bit rough.
That's quite crap, really, Pete.
Yeah, well, that's British Crimbo music.
And who was that?
I don't know.
Is it the one that always gets to number 1 every year?
I hope not.
Yeah, there's. Can anyone remember the name of? Well, yes, exactly. Spanish. Can anyone remember the name of the person? Or look it up, Pete. You may, because you are a producer. Who was the Christmas number 1 last year? And it's the same
I'll look it
person.
up.
It's been the same person for donkey's years, right? And they always do.
Spanish will know. Hang on, Spanish will know.
Yeah. Sounded awful, says Paula. Absolutely. That was number 2. That was A Brown Christmas.
That's number 1.
That's Greg's. Is it? Keith, was that Keith Lemon? Was it? Was it Keith Lemon?
I don't know who that was. Really, I don't know.
Because he was the guy that used to do Bo Selector, wasn't he? That's the one. Yeah, the Lady Bible. That's the one. The Lady Bible Eat My Sausage song thing. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, he keeps getting number 1. It's just boring,
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Apparently, I think it goes to charity, mate. I think
This is charity, and because of the heating shit, right?
because of the what?
The heating bill.
Oh, right. Okay. Are they raising money for pensioners?
Yeah.
How are they going to get it to all the pensioners? I'd love to know. Yeah.
I don't know. They buy them electric heaters.
Rob, it's the Lad Bible, not Lady. It's fucking terrible, whatever it is, Cookie. He sees lady boys. I'll tell you what, CMB will be seeing a few of those next year, won't he? Eh?
Hey!
When he gets over to that lady boy country.
Mhm.
Oh, $10. I make you very happy for $10.
Uh-huh. You're joking now, but you're gonna be there in a couple of years, mate.
No, I'm never going there, Pete.
Oh, you've been there?
No, I've never been.
No?
No,
Dude.
never been. Oh, It's funny, yeah. Since I've
It's
given
not a
up,
bad place, the lady boy thing, sure, but
yeah,
there's more
yeah.
than just lady boys over there. Just saying.
He used to be a retinal screener. Can't read. I haven't been to Spanish. I haven't been from an eye test in about 6 years. That's the truth. I do need new glasses as well. So yeah, I do have to go to the opticians. But you know the problem, Pete, with going. I mean, you wear glasses as well, Pete.
I do.
Oh, you're such a twit, aren't you? Look at you. You have to put me up there, don't you? Hey, Pete, don't forget, I've got a
Hey.
photo of you.
I know.
Yeah, see, that scared you,
Yep.
didn't it?
Yep.
Oh, someone sent me a message. Hang on, what's this?
Get on with the show.
No, I'm reading.
Oh.
Oh no, I can't read that now. Right. Right. Should we get on with the show then?
Yeah.
Right. What's next then on the agenda? First, it's the United Health CEO. Let me find that. Yeah. So let's go to that. Well, it's down here. I didn't mark them up today, but I did put them in order. But normally I do. So it's this one. I'd like you to watch this, everyone.
Our mission and values are focused on helping people live healthier lives and making the health system work better for everyone. Data is at the core of our agenda to improve healthcare, which directly influences how we develop innovative consumer solutions.
Dead man talking.
Mm.
Dead man talking there. Yeah. He was the CEO, and if you haven't heard, yes, they seem to have got the
one of the CEOs. He's not the
Yeah,
CEO.
he was one of the CEOs, but he's the one who's deaded.
Yeah.
And apparently they've got the man now that did it. His colleagues grassed him up. And let's share this with you. Let's share the screen. And so, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why, but I just wanted to show this. Pete, can you put this up, please? Thanks.
Sure.
Thank you very much. So United Health uses faulty AI to deny elderly patients medically necessary coverage, lawsuit claims. The families of two now deceased former beneficiaries of United Health have filed a lawsuit against healthcare giant, alleging it knowingly used faulty artificial intelligence algorithm to deny elderly patients coverage for extended care deemed necessary by their doctors. The lawsuit filed last Tuesday. This is an old article, by the way, November 20th, so not that old. Where are we? Sorry. Last Tuesday in federal court in Minnesota claims United Health illegally denied elderly patients care owed to them under Medicare Advantage plans by developing an AI model known by the company to have 90% error rate. 90% error rate, overriding determinations made by the patient's physicians that the expenses were medically necessary. The elderly and prematurely kicked out of care facilities nationwide or forced to deplete family savings to continue receiving necessary medical care, or because United Health's AI model disagrees with their real live doctors' determinations, according to the complaint. Medicare Advantage plans, which are administered by private health insurers such as United Health, Medicare approved insurance plans available to elderly people as an alternative to traditional federal health insurance plans, according to the US Centers for Medical and Medicare Services. The use of the alleged defective AI model developed by Navi Health and called NH Predict enabled the insurance company to prematurely and in bad faith discontinue payment to its elderly beneficiaries, causing them medical or financial hardship, the lawsuit states. So, yeah, that's what that was basically all about. And I think that that's one of the reasons, personally, why he got into a lot of trouble and someone ran up from behind him and shot him. I mean, karma seems to make me think about this. But
how does that help the policy making?
Sorry, mate?
How does executing the CEO help?
It doesn't help.
So
but
how could that be a motive, really?
I don't know, Pete. I don't know what the motive was, but
Right.
there's a lot of things pointing here to. Also, did you know that there was a lot of trading just before they announced that they were in trouble on the stock exchange, and apparently he sold a lot of shares, so it looked like there was some insider trading as well. But I mean, the fact is that if 90% are being denied proper care, I think there could be something maybe linked to this guy, and maybe it'll come out, maybe it won't. But it looks like the guy's been.
The insurance in America, you cannot compare that shit to whatever the fuck we have here. It's shit here too, but it's way worse over there. So
Yeah, and
you're lucky.
again,
You're lucky to be insured if your boss is so kind to fucking put some money into that, right? And then you're kind of dependent on what healthcare taker they use, right? And in this case, United Health is a very big one. And
yeah,
they had a 33%
33%.
33% rejection rate. So, and those numbers were well known, right? And that's why they were the cheapest and the most cost effective, and for businesses, the best one to get, right?
And this one was 90%.
So that's the biggest problem in America, that they had to fucking reform that whole shit over there, because
It had a
it's a
33%
do-die competition kind of a shit.
It had a 33% rejection rate, but it also had a 90% error rate, Pete. So,
Yeah,
I mean, like
and
TMB
that-
just says there, maybe a relative died as a result, and maybe this guy is linked to a relative.
Yeah.
And it could have been his wife, it could have been his mother. You
but
just don't know.
our insurance companies, they pretty much do the same, don't they?
Yeah, and I think you could be right there, Cookie. Faulty. Yeah, right. I think it's more likely that it was programmed to fail. Yeah, there's a lot.
Sure.
There's a lot
It's
of money.
how
in
much they
insurance.
can get away with, and then they'll file the lawsuits, and then the cost benefit versus the lawsuit is always, favor the lawsuit, right? It's
Yeah.
always cheaper.
Yeah, yeah.
Pay them out, fuck
yeah.
off.
Yeah, it'll
You
still be cheaper.
you get away with 90% of it, so
Yeah, it'll still be cheaper. But the guy that shot him, Pete, I actually saw the footage. Have you seen the actual footage?
I got a clip of him.
No, well, no, you can't show it.
No, not the shooting. I got his arrest
Yeah.
because it's dodgy as fuck. I didn't pay it, put it in the dailies yet because it's a developing story.
Yeah, but I saw.
But
also,
I don't think the guy that they have is the guy that.
I didn't
it.
think it was.
No,
That's really
No.
interesting. I didn't think it was that guy either.
no. And I got a clip here. This is just a couple of hours ago where he got dragged into the police
Yeah.
station, and it's fucking like JFK, the JFK killing. I'm a patsy. So watch this.
Down.
Oh my God! That's completely out of touch, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience. Oh my God! That's completely out of touch, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
What was the first thing he said there? I couldn't quite make out what he said there. But it's funny, Pete, because I was looking at the image. I was looking at the image of the one that that they've got on, that they were showing when he's got the mask on, and I compared the two, and I thought that is not him. That's what I thought.
Eyebrows and all kinds of shit. doesn't
Correct.
match. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It just didn't look like him to me. It really didn't look like him. So
I'll play it
maybe
once more, so I know it's the media, and then
Oh my God! That's completely out of touch.
completely out of touch.
To the intelligence
An
of the
insult.
American people and the lived experience.
So what I've heard, like the translation was the media as an insult, or the American.
this is a
intelligence of the
completely
American.
unjust and is an insult to the American people, CMB said.
Yeah.
There you go. Definitely patsy material.
That's
yeah.
patsy material.
Yeah. It would appear so. It really would.
Yeah.
Um,
So let's see if he survives court.
Yeah, will he survive it? Will they just?
Well, or he
spit him
turns
up?
up like all drugged up, and because that happens a lot as well. So
Mm.
he's very energetic. You can see that he's a very fit guy. All the pictures that you see, right?
Yeah.
So if you see him like very passive and in the court, you'll know he's drugged to the fucking
Yeah.
gills, and they'll get him that way. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So I'll keep an eye on this. But yeah, I don't think it's him.
And
Not
I
the
see
shooter.
that Mr. Smith is in the house.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Smith. Welcome, and I've got a special thing for you.
Yep.
Disco Horst.
Yeah.
Disco Horse Smithy there. Yep. Hope you like that, Mr. Smith. Yeah.
I think it's him.
Yeah. Disco Horse is a class act. When are you going to wear that horse head, Mr. Smith?
Uh-huh.
Perhaps you could wear it for the. I think you're invited to the 20th if you're about on Friday the 20th.
Aren't we all? Everybody is.
It's the groupie show. We're all having.
Yeah.
We're going to be a
The
bunch of
Christmas
groupies.
groupie. Yeah. End of year show.
And Pete's going to dress up like a woman. Apparently, he told me just before the
Yeah.
show started.
I'll look like Paula with a beard.
Yeah. And what's next on the agenda? So we've done that.
The CEO.
Oh yes, that one. Yes. Right. So last, So we always talk about this, I think, and I just wanted to throw this out there because I saw this and I saw this little video, and I thought I must show this to you because it does raise the question. Is it our job to awaken others?
Is it our job, do you think, to wake others and continue to have difficult conversations, or rather just to prioritize keeping our families safe from harm? What are your thoughts?
When you get on a plane and the stewardess gets up there to tell you the security features, and they tell you, in case of a depressurization, get the mask, put it on yourself first, and then attend others. I used to think, oh my God, I could never do that. I would always have to put it on my children first, right? And then myself. And lately I've realized that would be no use to my kids, because if I were to faint in the process, my kids would be very alone and left very helpless in a bad situation. So we do need to go through the process ourselves first. But it is our duty, once we feel strong enough, once we feel that we have detached ourselves from the madness enough and that we have gained enough perspective, it is our duty to help others. And of course, you would begin by helping your immediate relatives, children, family, and loved ones before going out into the greater world to keep planting seeds in people. Don't push it. Don't antagonize people too much. It's counterproductive. But plant the seeds. You have to understand that more than anything, it is your example in your behavior and your transformation that will help others see that change and perhaps start questioning things about themselves. This is again why people resist us changing, because it makes them question their own status and their own life and their own internal situation. This is why so often they resist it. But we must, if we can, when we feel strong and when we feel we've got that distance enough to be able to do that, help others, and along the way plant seeds, because really we're in this together. It is an individual journey, but it is the collective consciousness of all of us making this transformation and this change that will really bring the change to the world that we want to see.
What do you
Thank you,
think?
J-Lo.
I like Laura Bowley.
Oh,
I think
it looks like J-Lo. I thought it was fucking...
no, she's I've followed her for about 6 months now, and I quite like Laura Bowley. I do. I think she's a good speaker. I've seen her speak sometimes. She's done some really good speeches, and she said what I said exactly, Cookie. Yeah, and basically begin with yourself and work outwards from there. And I think it's never easy, is it, to when people aren't on the same path of yours as you, it's never easy really to strike up a conversation. But for me, I do. I try and talk to people, and just even like at the moment, like the lines in the sky. I just try and point them to the lines in the sky, and I feel that doing this show also is a way of me trying to maybe plant seeds as well. What do you think, Pete? Do you try? I mean, you do your driving Miss Daisies. Do you try and wake up the old people?
Well, she's talking about helping people, so that's kind of different than awakening people. or
Awaken
telling-
people to the truth and stuff like that. And I like the analogy. Well, it's your truth, isn't
Well,
it?
it's like helping,
Whether it
right?
is-
If I would help you, with your zipper, yeah, because I'm quicker than you at your zipper, and I can close it for you, right? You would be very annoyed and think, hey, what the fuck are you doing at my zipper, man? I don't need your help, right? So there's that. You need the other end has to have that kind of opening for help. Like, I need help or whatever. Help me with this. Help me with that. Because if that doesn't exist, you're just pushing yourself onto somebody, and that's unwanted. People
Yeah.
put up a wall as soon as you start doing that. Like, let me tell you about this. Let me, that doesn't work. So what I find is that at a certain point, you'll know, like, oh, that's somebody I can talk to. That's somebody I can talk to. That, you have to feel that air first. You have to break through that first before you
Yeah.
fucking start preaching, because, people don't like to be helped. They don't, they think they can help themselves. They think they know everything themselves and all that shit. So,
Well, you're also dealing with cognitive dissonance, aren't you? As well,
exactly. So,
it doesn't matter whether you show
well,
them.
we all suffered from that, and at a certain point,
Absolutely,
we broke
absolutely.
out of that mold. And at that point, then it's nice to have people around you that you can go to and ask for help, right?
Yeah.
So,
But
that's
again,
okay.
I mean, I think this is also just about, just like, I mean, I if I ever see someone that needs help, I'm always in there. I can never walk past anyone that, if I see someone like fall over or being attacked, I would be in there. I would be in there straight away.
Mhm.
Well, and helping them either to get up or helping defend them. My soul doesn't allow me to do it. And if I get into trouble or whatever myself, then so be it. That was my journey. That's the way I see it. But I just can't. I can't walk away. It's like knowing what I've known. I mean, I started to wake up, have my awakening journey about 2008, something like that. And it's not easy, is it? Trying to like knowing that the world is not the way that you thought it was. I always questioned the way the world was.
That long that George died?
Yeah, exactly. Even when George died, I thought my world had come to an end, Pete.
Yeah.
But and by the way, we've got something special from George a bit later. Again, it's do unto others as you would to yourself and things like that. It's in the Bible, isn't it? It's almost like it's one of those rules of the world for me. So I just try and help people, and if I can help them know a bit of truth as well, and they even if I'm just planting that one little seed, Pete, and then they go away, and then maybe someone else says something to them.
Well, I'm doing my bit, so I'm putting myself out there. You're putting yourself
You
out there.
do,
So
I
and
do. Cookie does, Mr.
People
Smith
on their
does.
little journey can find us and join the family.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
kumbaya.
there may be someone watching this on Rumble or someone watching this on YouTube that's just come across this channel. And if you have come across this channel, this is Health Freedom UK. It's the Tuesday surgery. It's not a Dr. Robert.
He's not a doctor.
And it's this wonderful producer here,
I'm
Mr.
not a producer.
Lowlands Pete. And we're here every Tuesday to try and entertain you and bring some happiness your way, and to prove that Pete is gay. I've got it in twice now. Roberto rhymes. That was my rhyme. All right. If you want to give us one back, please do. In the meantime, Pete, I've got a message for you.
Wow. Thank you. I'm number one. You can see that.
And where are we? It's already 25 to 9, and I'm probably far behind. So we've done that one. We've done that one. Oh yeah, and also I saw this as well. Hang on, where is it? Where is it? Now this is a true professional, right? Of someone, a reporter. You know these reporters, they always go out in the weather, don't they, Pete? They go out in all weather, like. And I'm out in all these weathers, and basically you shouldn't be out here, but
we're gonna die.
but my company sent me out here, and in fact, Pete, before I show them that video of Dara and what has happened. What has happened to all this solar farm? Yep. So that was
one little breeze.
That was Storm Dara. Yes, the wonderful.
It wasn't even a really big storm, was it?
Let's have a look at let me share the screen. Well, it was quite. I'll be honest with you, Pete. Again, it's left. Here we go. Let me just put that up, please, Pete. There's the same video you've just showed, right? But let's just have a read about it. Owners of solar farm torn to pieces were among those counting the cost of the killer Storm Dara, as recovery work was ongoing on Monday. Hundreds of panels of the giant 190-acre Porthwen solar farm in Anglesey, North Wales, only built two years ago, were blown off their moorings, some ripped to shreds. I'm sure Mahat Malevolence lives in this part of the world. Am I right? Let me know, Mahat. Elsewhere on the island of Anglesey, blades were shredded off of wind turbines, which then reportedly caught fire. And there was fallen trees and all sorts of things. So there we go. Look, there we are. Look, there's the demolished wind farm, smashed to pieces, and there's one of the blades on the floor. Oh, it's wonderful. And there's a plane trying to land as well. But
a windmill that cannot stand the wind.
A windmill. Well, apparently it can't. And this is
apparently it can't. No.
This is
what the hell?
This is the thing, though, Pete. Right? What is the point, right? In us going all the way over to having solar.
And, we know, Rob. Right.
Now, if we had wind turbines in water, let's say in rivers, wouldn't that generate loads of power? Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But they don't. They're not going to put any water turbines in rivers because that's too clever. And like the weather wouldn't really affect a water turbine. Well, it might do, I suppose. It could get flooded.
Not like a windmill, no.
Not like a windmill, where
you have to replace them every 8 years.
Yeah, and it takes about 1 million years to recycle them as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Windmills used to have sails, says Spanish. Absolutely. Yeah. Blowjob, says Spanish. Oh, they're talking about.
But it's insane, right? This is just fucking breeze. Imagine hail or a real fucking tornado or something.
Yeah, imagine what they have in
or an earthquake or what the fuck, man. All those things are going to go down, and
it just proves it, doesn't it? Really, I mean,
how unreliable it is. Yes,
I know I'm preaching to the converted here, but again, I just found it, and at least they're showing the public now, and I'm glad that stuff like this has happened because again, maybe it will stop. It'll make people sit up and think. I know we don't need to sit up and think. I know we already know this, but maybe it will make those who haven't thought about it that long and hard to sit up and think. Mahat Malevolent says, not that far away, but far enough. But it was windy as F, yet not as bad as last year. Oh, there we go. So,
yeah, but again,
good old-fashioned water wheels used to do the job. There you go. Yeah,
but this is predictable. It's so fucking predictable. It happened all over the world. These kinds of storms and mishaps with windmills and solar farms. They completely got wiped out in California this year. I don't know when, but by some fucking storm that went through it. So
And going back to what I was just saying before about that storm. So these reporters, they go out, don't they? And they say, "I'm here." I saw this, and I had to share it with you. So it's just a very short clip. Watch this.
And here they come down the hill. It looks like Ruben is in the lead, and here comes Al. And that was a bad idea. At Riverside Park, Rob Leff, Global News.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
That's a professional.
That was a professional. He actually finished his whole article there.
Yeah.
And he's probably
broke his hip.
Yeah, he probably broke his hip. He's probably going viral now, as well as to the hospital. So there we go. I thought he was a true professional, and I wanted to share that with you. Let me look at my notes. Where am I going to now? Oh yeah, as it's 8:50, Pete, I thought we'd play a tune.
Oh,
and
nice.
Here's one that Cookie normally shares with you, and I found one of their songs. So enjoy. Here it is.
They want you in your box. They want you in your little box. They want you in your bubble. They want you in your impenetrable bubble. Fighting with each other. Divided, you don't focus on the real threat. They're coming into your house now. They want you up to your neck in credit and debts. As we sleepwalk from manufactured crisis to crisis. Proxy wars, Donald Trump, double UNT's ISIS. Every woman, every man, stand up for your existence. If you're receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. You are the resistance. They want you living in the mega cities, hooked on the vaccines, dependent on the system, working to pay taxes. Every day they had bullshit in the papers. Doesn't matter if you believe it or not. What you gonna tell the grandkids when they ask what you did to stop the rats? Don't be a slave to corrupt economic institutions. Break free, create your own kind of revolution. Every woman, every man, stand up for your existence. If you're receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. You are the resistance. You are the resistance. You are the resistance.
Well, if that didn't wake you up, nothing will.
Huh.
I like that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that one. William Wallace protest songs. Shall I put up the link? So if anyone wants to, let me just copy that. Where is it? And I see that Mr. Smith is back on tonight.
Yeah.
That's great news. That's really good news. Let me just
Yeah.
copy that and put this into the chat here. If anyone wants to, let me paste that in. There we go. If you want to know where that tune is, please, and I'll just post it in the Rumble chat as well, so people can get it in there as well, because it doesn't go in there. So Mr. Smith is back on tonight. Paula is just showing it and shared with us there. There we go. So good to have Mr. Smith back tonight. If anyone wants to go and watch him, we'll probably have it's normally a quieter after chat show, isn't it? Anyway, with us on the Tuesday, Pete.
Yeah, I'm busy. So.
Yeah. And I've had a busy day, but that doesn't mean to say that you can't come in. So please come into the after chat. We can have just a short after chat. We love people to come in. Don't forget, we've got the second exclusive hour at 9:00 tonight, where we can go over to PooTube. We can leave PooTube even and go over to Rumble and discuss things and maybe show things that we couldn't do on YouTube. I'm doing a mini quiz in honor of you, Rob. I've got to be there then, Mr. Smith. So the after chat show will finish unless we could actually share it, couldn't we, Pete? On the after chat show. Yeah, we could share it. Anyone who's in the after chat, we can all watch it together. There we go. How about that? So don't let that stop you from coming in the after chat show. Back to my notes. What was after that? Sick note crisis. Yes. Want to discuss this with you. Let me present this article with you. Bit concerning this one as well. So, shocking change coming to GP surgeries. Pete, if you could put this up, please. Thank you very much. So job centre staff will be stationed even in GP surgeries and physiotherapy clinics in an effort to get sick patients off benefits and back to work. In fact, it says sick patents back to work. The carers' advisors will encourage jobless patients to return to the workforce and help them find suitable employment that's not there. The NHS will work with the government to trial the scheme from early next year, starting in areas with high levels of economic inactivity due to ill health. It will be rolled out nationwide if it's proven to boost well-being and tackle the nation's sick note culture. Amanda Pritchard, Chief Executive of NHS England, said last night, by tackling a rise in health-related economic inactivity and by helping people to stay in work or get back to work, the NHS can be a key driver for economic growth in England. 1 in 10 people of working age, equivalent to 3.9 million adults, now receive health-related benefits in England and Wales. This is up 38% from 2.8 million people in just 4 years. Pete, I wonder what's happened in the last 4 years and why it's gone up 38%. Do you think there's a big elephant in the room, Pete? Over this period, real-term spending on incapacity or disability handouts has increased by a third, from 36 billion to 48 billion, and is expected to hit 63 billion by 2028. And there we are. There's a nice little graph for everyone there that I'm going to just skip over. So you can search your authority and see how sick people are where you are. Backed by a 45 million from the autumn budget, the trial will see the NHS create health and growth accelerators in South Yorkshire, North East, North Cumbria and West Yorkshire, where I'm sure there's loads of jobs in industry waiting for people to get their self back to work and earn a decent salary so they can live and make ends meet. I'm sure there's loads of there. Staff will increase efforts to prevent the diseases that led to people dropping out of work by helping them manage their illnesses and supporting them to make lifestyle changes. The accelerators announced this week at the NHS England board meeting will also test the use of phone apps and websites to support mental health therapy sessions and musculoskeletal pain. So they're called the accelerators. It's just what? Wes Steering, who's the health secretary, has previously vowed to reform the health service so it is more effective at getting sick people back to work. Speaking in the public policy research event in September, he highlighted how a drop in productivity due to ill health has cost our economy 25 billion since 2018, and how 900,000 more people are off work than would have been on pre-pandemic trends. Well, again, Mr. Steetin, or whatever your bloody stupid name is, right, Wesy boy, right? What's happened since then? Did we give out some untested treatment to lots of people and maybe it's affected their health? Well, you never know, do you? That's more than Tesco, Sainsbury's and Asda employee put together, Mr. Streeting said. Failed to act, and by the end of this parliament, 4.3 million people could be off work sick. Millions of people left behind. The welfare bill will balloon and growth will be hampered. What about all the money that you put into brainwashing the economy to take a certain experimental treatment, Mr. Steering, or Streeting, whatever your bloody name is? And it goes on and on and on and on. And so basically, this pilot scheme is going to be starting, and I'd love to know, Pete, where what's their where are they getting these skills to help people? I mean, and what methods are they gonna use to try and get people back into work? I just find the whole thing it's as if like they think that people don't want to work. Mm-hmm. Now I know there are some people that genuinely don't want to work, but what about, Pete, the people that are coming into this country illegally? Okay, and through the activities of governments that have provoked or set up other leaders to go into their country, they're men, and then these people then it creates wars, and these people are now
but
coming
that was
over.
an experiment, just like this.
Yeah, just like this. And basically, what about these people that are coming over, and then they're not allowed to work? They're not allowed to work. We put them up in hotels. We give them X amount of money. It's apparently the bills are over £6 million a day. And the people that are running these hotels are going like this. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, but you already have youth unemployment in the UK and all over the Western countries as well. So, if you cannot...
Absolutely. But the youth can't even afford to save up for a house, Pete. The housing market
and the working conditions, they don't want to work in those working conditions for those shitty pays. So, and that's understandable as well. So, it has to come from...
I cannot blame people.
The economy is not, or your paycheck is never sufficient covering the inflation and all the tax rises and all this shit.
Yeah.
So, and that's the problem. That's where the real issue is. But that's not... that's not what they're not going to start from the top, are they?
No, exactly.
No, because then they have to fucking get rid of themselves, basically, and then
there
everything
was
would get better. Less regulation, better food. Because that too,
there was.
like,
I saw one of these MPs. She's got 2 houses, and she was claiming all the benefits she could. I don't know which one it was. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
And she was claiming on both houses for this, for that, and everything. And like you've got then like old age pensioners like my mum who's having to worry about whether they can put the heating on. I mean, I'll be honest with you, right? My mum doesn't suffer from that, Pete, right? I've said to my mum, please don't worry about, putting your heating, and she doesn't. She says, if I want to stay warm, I'm going to stay warm. And she does. It's normally, it's like going into a tropical country when you walk into my mum's house. It really is.
Yeah, well, but that's normal too.
But that's my mum. But there's lots of old age pensioners out there that are still suffering. And what? And they've taken all this money from them and the benefits they could give them, and they're worrying about these other people. And then what about the fact, again, the big elephant in the room? What caused this problem? Maybe there are genuine people out there that are mentally still suffering from the lockdown. Maybe there are genuine people out there that are suffering as a consequence of getting something that was experimental put into them. But let's not mention that. Let's not talk about that.
Or
Let's
the milk, huh? The Arla milk and all the shit that. But all the toxins that you eat and that they feed you, and that you have a sick population is not coming just from that.
Yep, and we've got and join us in Rumble in very shortly, Pete. If you could put the link in for Rumble,
I will.
We're going to be starting off the Rumble show with a quite a long article. It's about 9 minutes long. So if you want to watch it or you want to go and make a cup of tea, you can do it, and then we'll be back with you. But very shortly, we're going over to Rumble. So please join us over there. Pete's going to put the link in. And but before we do that, and something a bit lighter again. Well, Pete, how much did you used to spend on a night out, Pete? How much would you spend?
When I was younger?
Yeah.
Oh, like 50, 75.
50 euros?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, on a good night.
Yeah, I would say that when I was younger, I would probably spend about 30 quid. That was a good night out, because then a pint of beer was like £2 or something, or £1.50.
Sounds about right.
Well, they used to do deals. They would do deals like, four Jaeger bombs for a tenner. So I saw this and I thought I wanted to ask the chat, how much would you spend on a night out? And here's some examples. Cost of a night out.
How much on average do you spend on a night out?
Maybe 100 quid. 50 to 80 pound, 100 pound even.
You're asking the wrong person, because I don't really go out much. I used to go out a bit. I'd say probably about 100 quid.
150 quid every Friday.
On a proper night out, what, about 350 quid?
I think it's different for girls though, because I usually come back with more money.
I try not to spend too much, maybe £15 only.
I think the same, maybe 10 even.
Not a big drinker, so not a lot really.
I've never been on a night out, just turned 18. Going to our first night out tonight.
I'd probably say anywhere between, like, including Ubers and stuff and outfit, probably like 60 to 100.
Probably over 100 quid.
At least 100.
In these times, you're looking at about 200 quid a night, easy.
100 to 200.
He pays, so nothing.
200.
I think it varies, like 80 to 120.
About 100, yeah.
In the Netherlands, we just drink a load before we go.
The last one was 75, wasn't it?
It used to always be 30 quid.
In the Netherlands,
that's true. Yeah, I could hear they're Dutch.
Oh, they're your fellow lowlands people, Pete. And yeah, there we go. Just get pissed. Actually, I think we all used to do.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? You can get a bottle of beer at the Aldi for what?
Yeah,
80 cents.
Rick would spend 2 and 6.
Okay.
But did you hear one? But that guy, he said, "Oh, good night out would cost me 350 quid."
Yeah,
350 quid. What the f are you doing, man?
Yeah,
350 quid. He's
not saving.
What would you think then you'd need to spend now? Yeah, there we go. And I was guessing that, Rich T, as well. I was guessing that would be about the standard now. 100 notes is standard now.
So it doubled
I think that would
compared
be
to my time.
if you were
and
going to
tripled
take
compared to yours.
Yeah. If you were going to go and take cabs and things like that, and then go for a good few drinks. I mean, there aren't any nightclubs hardly. There's none where I live anyway.
No, you need to bring your ID.
I tell you what, though, Pete, if I was to go down to London, it would cost me at least £200. The train costs you 60 quid return. And then you've got, the underground. Then you've got maybe, going from this place or whatever. It can easily cost you 200 notes. It really can. But yeah, I could never spend that sort of. I couldn't justify it. Cookie says,
and blokes spend more than girls. That's a fucking fact.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And I like that girl says, I don't spend anything. I make him pay. I used to spend £100 on average Saturday in the 90s. That was quite a lot. That's quite a lot of money.
Good party.
That was good party.
Including
nowadays, that would probably be 200 plus. Yeah. When was the last time you went on a night out, Pete? Have you been on a night out? Where you've gone out with your friends and spent a lot of money. When was the last time you did that? I can't remember, if I'm honest with you.
Fucking hell.
Not because I'm a boomer or anything, but I just genuinely, it was that long ago that I can't remember.
I know it stopped somewhere in my 30s, right? When I stopped doing that. So that's 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
I would say.
Yeah.
For a proper night out, like in the disco and all that. Or disco, to the club.
Yeah. Well, my night out was working because I used to be a DJ. So,
well, there you go.
That was my night out. CMB says the bird who comes home with more money is a hoe.
Yep.
James says when I went to the pub at 18, it was 40p a pint. Fucking hell. James is 78 years of age, if anyone doesn't know. He's our oldest viewer here.
No, Mr. Smith, he's 92.
Is he? £10 was plenty.
93.
And Paula says, I guess it would cost us about £300 each now for all the booze, food and taxis compared to back then. Yeah, probably would be. Yep. Yeah. Cookie says 2019 was the last time I went out on the piss for me mate's wake.
It's going to be 1 Bitcoin in 2030.
1 Bitcoin. Well, Spanish has got a few of them.
Oh, yeah. That's at least one night out.
So long ago, I remember the milkman.
Yeah.
We've still got milkman, Paula. We still have milkman here. You can get a milk delivery. Arla are doing a special deal right now. Here's a fact, ladies and gentlemen, that you may not know that I heard on.
Are we going to switch over,
yes,
Rob? Because...
Just wait.
Okay.
You're a bossy producer, Pete. Here's a fact
before you know.
Here's a fact about Arla milk. Arla, right, also produce, right, the best. Okay, the best grade vitamin C or powder in the world. Funny that, isn't it? Because they got their fingers in lots of things, but they produce. Arla produced the best grade vitamin C powder in the world, apparently, or one of the best.
Because DSM, the company that makes Bovaer, also does. Supplements.
Well, maybe it's to do with Bovaer, but. Maybe it's the same. Are you eating?
Yeah, sorry, I'm snacking. Having a snack.
Too much of that. Did you not have your dinner beforehand?
Of course I had, but it's getting later.
Good evening, Days, and welcome to the show where it's Tuesday and we're ready to go to Rumble. Yes, Days, come and join us there. Come, everyone. Come over to
again.
Rumble. We're going to start the show off on Rumble with a 9-minute video that I found that I want to share with you that we can all and it's to do with food as well. It was a little BBC skit, which I'm not going to show on YouTube because I'll probably get a strike for it. So in the meantime, thank you, YouTube. Don't forget, next week is our last show before the Christmas recess, Pete, isn't it? And then we've got the groupie show on the 20th, Friday the 20th, and so I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure it will be a hoot, as they say. I'm sure it'll be a hoot.
Hoot nanny.
In the meantime, don't forget, right? Coming up in about an hour's time. So it's goodbye to PooTube, remove, and thank you very much. And we'll see you next week. And follow us over on Rumble. Bye.